Hey Summers, welcome to Make 2 and another Sims FreePlay Let's Build video. So previously on our channel, we've shown you guys a couple versions of a house which was originally designed by Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was the founder of Apple Computers, which is of course the company behind the iPhone, iPad, Macs, and all of that. Sadly, Steve Jobs never got a chance to build this house before he passed away, but the architectural plans are available online. And we thought it was such a beautiful design that we were inspired to build a Sims FreePlay version of it in each of our towns, and we did tours of those for the channel. And so I'll link to those in the video description below for anyone who hasn't seen them. So I thought the house would make a great Let's Build video because it'll be the first one we've done on a premium size lot, other than Hogwarts of course, and because it's only one story, and also because it's more modern and has some really interesting design features. And finally, it's because in the time since we did those two house tour videos, I've made some changes to my version of the house in my town, so I thought this would be a cool way to show more of what it looks like now. And as usual with our Let's Build tutorials, if you guys want to take inspiration from this and build your own version in your town, you are more than welcome to. And you can also make whatever changes you want, whatever you prefer, or whatever you can afford. My version isn't all that faithful to the original architectural plans anyway, so it really is up to you what you want to do. So you'll notice here that I've got a special fence and sidewalk on this lot. I wanted to get some more Latin themed furniture and decorations in my inventory, so I built the Latin villa and demolished it room by room until all I had left was the special Latin villa fence on an empty lot. To unlock the Latin villa in your own towns, you need to finish the Dance to Remember quest and complete the salsa dancing hobby grid within 7 days. So I think one of the cool things about this house is that the guest area is very separate from the master suite. And this is the guest area now. It's basically on the complete other side of the house from the master suite. And you'll see here now I'm building a couple of rooms which will be joined up to create an interesting bathroom structure. And you'll also see in the middle of the house there's a very open social area with a big kitchen opening onto a combination dining and living room. This here is the powder room and entryway, and this is that big dining room and living room. There's going to be another office which will separate the master suite from the rest of the house. And that's basically it. That's the layout of the house. It's not terribly complicated for a billionaire like Steve Jobs. Just very simple and minimalist. So just putting in doors. Open doorways for the kitchen. And for the front door, I'm going to put two single doors next to each other, but can rotate that to put the handles together. You can do that by tapping the square on either side of the door, just sort of fiddle with it for a bit, and the door will rotate. And just to let you guys know, I am going to splurge a bit on social point doors and windows for this house. But again, in your own versions, if you're building it, feel free to use whatever doors and windows you want. I'm going to be putting in a mix of smaller windows and larger ones because I want to be mindful that sometimes I've got to leave room for furniture. I'm always tempted to use the really big windows, but sometimes I don't want to have, a piece of furniture right next to a floor-to-ceiling window. But in the living room and dining room area, I will go for the bigger windows. It's just more fun that way. going for smaller windows in the kitchen because the counters will basically take up most of the wall space. And then in this little area here, which is going to be sort of a relaxation and reading nook at the end of the hallway, I'm going to go for the bigger windows again. So for the bedroom floors, I'm going to go for carpet. And I talked about this in a previous Let's Build video, but this flooring, which is called granite, it just looks like carpet to me, so I'm going to treat it as carpet. And throughout the rest of the house, I'm going for this sort of pine flooring. And then for the bathrooms, a sort of mosaic tile. In wallpaper, I'm going to go for this sort of colorful blue stripe in the master suite. And then in the common areas, this sort of white pattern wallpaper, which is really nice and subtle. I really like half tile for bathrooms, so putting that in all the bathrooms, but just in different colors. And then in the bedrooms, I'm going to put variations of these vertical stripes. So each guest bedroom gets a different one. So there's a fairly big space in the yard here, which is where I'm going to put the pool. The house is shaped sort of like a backwards C, so I'm going to make the pool a normal facing C to kind of reflect the two against each other. And for the pool paving, I'm going to go for the lacquered wood, which just came out with the Great Outdoors update. So now I can start putting in the appliances, starting with the bathroom stuff. So as you can see, either side of this middle room is a smaller room for shower stall and toilet, and in the middle will just be a double vanity sink for the guests. And then the powder room just needs a toilet and sink. And for the master bathroom, I'm going to splurge on this designer tub. Double walk-in showers, because I think that's fancy and luxurious. Just going to add a couple of windows to round things out in the office and in the guest bathroom. So for the kitchen, I'm putting this double refrigerator here, and then the oven sort of centered in between those two windows. And for the countertops, I'm going to go for this green and white. So I'm going to wrap the counter around to create a sort of bar. Basically, the idea behind this house is to just create, very social spaces. So a kitchen counter with bar area kind of adds to that feeling, I think. And then there's space here for tall countertops to be sort of like a pantry or storage area. So I'm going in my inventory to get these bar stools, which were a limited time item. So they're not currently available in the game, but might be again at some point, hopefully. So I don't normally furnish my Let's Build houses. I usually just like to leave them kind of empty so you guys can, use your imagination when you move in and all of that kind of thing. But I'm just going to go ahead and do this now so you can sort of see the house in action, so to speak. So yeah, the guest bedrooms are pretty much uniform in terms of the furniture items, but of course the wallpaper is what distinguishes them. And down in this sort of nook area, I'm gonna put some mood lighting and a couple of armchairs. I think actually in my version of the house in my town, I use somewhat different furniture items, but because I'm building this from scratch, I decided to branch out and show some variety. Yeah, I just like the way that looks. Sort of this illusion of an L-shaped hallway. So because this is a billionaire's house, it's got a massive dining table with lots of seating. Again, focusing on having guests over and being very social. And just a single designer couch is sort of, the accent of the room in counterpoint to the dining table. So normally I would probably splurge on one of the bigger computers for this office, especially since it is Steve Jobs' house, but I have already spent a lot of social points on those windows, so I'm gonna go for that smaller computer there. And just a small couch for the master bedroom. And I will splurge on this bed because I think the blue complements the wallpaper really well. And then this final room will be the walk-in closet. And I'll finish it off by adding an exercise bike, which I believe is a prize for finishing the seniors quest in the time limit. And just a couple of free decorations. So in the entryway, I'm going to put a table. I really like this particular table because it just looks like a decorative table rather than a dining room table. I think it works really well. And I also like using the tall countertops for things like, a closet for guests to put their coats and things in. And then just chuck some plants at different spots of the house. Plants always make things feel warmer and more kind of home-like. I would really love to have more variety in paintings in Sims FreePlay. I'm kind of getting a bit tired of always using that Neo-Tokyo painting and Japanese painting everywhere. So for the pool, I'm gonna put table and chairs here because I'm also going to put the barbecue grill right nearby. And then a couple of lounge chairs here. And a couple more chairs here. Boombox is always nice by the pool. And now just decorating this outdoor space here. A couple of flower trellises, place to sit, park bench, and another tree. I'm not sure I like what that path is doing, but I could fiddle with it. If you move objects around, the path will move also. So that's looking pretty good. Let's see what it looks like with the roof on so you can see more of the outside. Yeah, I really like the look of those windows next to the pool. And I like the look of that relaxation area there. And then swinging around to the front. So I think that double front door looks a bit severe there. So yeah, I think I'm gonna add some windows on either side. Yeah, that looks better, although I might want to move it over, center it more. But basically, that's the house. So hopefully this has been an interesting and enjoyable vid for you guys. Please let us know in the comments what you think, and feel free to subscribe to our channel because more Sims FreePlay content will be coming soon. Thanks for watching.